Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. I was requested to do a singular breakdown of Ripple connections. So bear with me because this gets very tricky and I'll try my best to keep focused. As you know, it's really hard when you're speaking of Ripple XRP connections because they are connected to every financial institution on the planet, basically, at least the ones that do not have current NDAs, and there are lots of them. So all right, I'm trying to keep focused on this. It's very difficult. We're going to start with let's say Founders Fund, which is owned by Peter Thiel, being an early investor in Ripple. Let's go through some of this news. Big name investor back effort to build a better Bitcoin. Some of Silicon Valley's best-known venture funds have backed OpenCoin, a startup with a new digital currency called Ripple. News today from OpenCoin, a startup that today launched its own digital currency called Ripple and tools for making transactions in other currencies, including Bitcoins, suggests that may change. The company says it has attracted early investments of an undisclosed size from established venture capital firms, including Andreessen Horowitz, which reportedly made over $100 million when Microsoft bought Skype, and Lightspeed Ventures, one of the first investors in networking company Nicira, which sold to VMware last year for $1.6 billion. USD. OpenCoin has also received investment from the early stage wing, the Founders Fund, a venture firm owned by PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. There is a connection to PayPal, but we're going to try and stay a little bit on track here. Next, we're going to connect that to Peter Thiel is also connected through Airbnb, the Founders Fund, and Capital G. Let's see where I have here. Airbnb is expected to go public soon, as is another Founders Fund firm, Palantir Technologies. The data company co-founded by Thiel in 2003, Lyft and Elon Musk's SpaceX are also part of Founders Fund's portfolio. Connecting them back, they're also Founders Fund and Capital G, basically Google, are early investors in Lyft. Capital G, the growth investment fund of Google parent company Alphabet, is leading a $1 billion financing round in Lyft. Then that, let's just explore a little here, which we explained. Founders firm also invested in PayPal, Facebook, SpaceX, and Palantir Technologies. That's for another time, but let's stay focused as it's already a challenge enough. Back to Cross River Bank. Cross River Bank to integrate Ripple for real-time international payments. So from there we have another goodie, Cross River, which works with fintechs such as Coinbase and Rocket Loans. Another additional piece of information. All right, next up we have Lyft, who uses Cross River Bank, who is also funded by Peter Thiel, Founders Fund, and Capital G to keep the connection going. We have Stripe, who is the funding for Lyft. Facilitation of charges. All charges are facilitated through a third-party payment processing service. And there we have Stripe, and which is a division of PayPal Inc. And Lyft may replace its third-party payment processing services without a notice to you. Charges shall be made through the Lyft platform. Okay, here's where it gets a little tricky. And then we have, pardon me, I'm looking at my notes to stay a little bit focused on this. And then we have Capital G and Founders Fund are early investors in Stripe, which also had an early investment from American Express. Then you go back to American Express, straight on their page you have WorldPay and Stripe. WorldPay I added in just because WorldPay is also a partner of Ripple's as well. So let's go to the next article of Standard Chartered actually buys American Express. And then we have Standard Chartered completes strategic investment in Ripple. All right, it's a little bit tricky and it's a very challenging thing to stay on focus with Ripple, but I think we went through a handful of information. We basically connected Founders Fund, who is owned by Peter Thiel, was an earlier investor in Ripple, also in Airbnb, and Founders Fund and Capital G through Google, or I should say is the main company of Google, investors in Lyft. Lyft using Cross River Bank to pay their drivers, and Cross River Bank has implemented the Ripple software. Lyft uses Stripe for payments processor. Capital G and Founders Fund are investors in Stripe, which also has an early investment from American Express. American Express was acquired by Standard Chartered, who also, Standard Chartered completes its strategic investment in Ripple. So a little tricky, but I wanted to share with those of you who were unaware and give a lot of knowledge for the new people who are new to this channel. As we just finished our second month, we've been in the community for, actually not necessarily the community, we've been investors for years, and then we came into the community a few years ago, but we had so much information that we wanted to share that we were aware of and our personal research to know the reason why we were invested in XRP. It is just amazing, overwhelming, mind-blowing, and everything you can think of in a positive manner. If you're here, remember you are part of the 2% of the entire planet who has the potential for this opportunity. So consider yourself very lucky where you are right now today with your investment. There are a lot of fudsters out there who attack the news as being old or new, but that to me just it's mind-numbing that you can't comprehend. It takes knowing history, knowing the past, to know the future. If you didn't focus on research of the past, you would not know the connections that put them here today. You would not have the confidence and a relevance of current standing price of this opportunity, and not be be unaffected, knowing where we're going tomorrow in this future investment. Let me say quickly, this is not financial advice. We're here for entertainment purposes only. But this is going to be the very first in a short series we're going to do connecting Ripple to a lot of the financial institutions. We're going to call this one Ripple Connections, Part 1 in the series. We will finish this up. It'll be a handful of videos that we're going to need to complete this. And obviously, as we continue to record these videos, there will be continued investments. But we're going to continue to do this to reassure you and build your confidence. If you're unaware, be excited. If you knew this, consider it basically reinforcement to your confidence. We are wishing you the best of nights and hoping you have a beautiful tomorrow. Until the next one.